Hello, here's a cool way to write beats using South Indian rhythmic solfege, or Solkattu. If you need a refresher on what Solkattu or South Indian rhythmic solfege is, please check out the video in the description to this video. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the Solkattu syllables to write our kick pattern or our snare pattern, and then we're going to combine them in some interesting ways. To start, let's take the grouping of 5 from the Solkattu tree, ta, din, gi, na, tom, and we're going to use that to actually organize things in a somewhat unconventional way. Normally, ta, din, gi, na, tom would be performed as a set of 5 like this. Ta, din, gi, na, tom, ta, din, gi, na, tom. Or maybe like this. Ta, din, gi, na, tom, ta, din, gi, na, tom. Ta, din, gi, na, tom, ta, din, gi, na, tom. What we're going to do here is take the ta, din, gi, na, tom and assign different values to each syllable. So for the ta, din, gi, na, tom, for each of those, we're going to give a different length. So first we're going to give each syllable a length of 3 eighth notes. So it'll be like ta, di, gi, na, tom. So each one's worth 3. And what we'll do is write a rhythm where each one's worth 3, then after you've done that once, each one's worth 2, and then after you've done that once, each syllable is worth 1. So it'll be like this. Ta, di, gi, na, tom, ta, di, gi, na, tom, ta, din, gi, na, tom, tum. And you're done. We're going to use that pattern as a kick drum pattern, and it's going to look like this. Notice how each kick is worth 3 eighth notes at the beginning. So dotted quarters or quarters tied to eighths. And then after we've gone through a cycle of 5 of those dotted quarters or groups of 3 eighth notes, then each syllable is worth 1 quarter note or 2 eighth notes. And then after 5 of those, each is worth 1 eighth note. So we have these 5 eighth notes in a row. And that's our kick pattern. Now, if we listen to it by itself, it's just like what we sang with the ta, din, gi, na, tom. But look what happens if we put a snare on 2 and 4 over it. Suddenly this thing is grooving in a whole new way. You can also do this with the snare, and we'll have the kick just playing on 1 and 3. Let's take this even further. Now I'm going to use an interesting pattern for the hi-hat. So we'll keep the snare on 2 and 4. We don't want to clutter this up too much, but our kick pattern, we'll go back to that ta, din, gi, na, tom kick pattern again. So ta, di, gi, na, tom, ta, di, gi, na, tom, ta, din, gi, na, tom. That'll be our kick. And then our snare will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And our hat this time will be an inverted version of the ta, din, gi, na, tom. So it'll be ta, din, gi, na, tom, ta, di, gi, na, tom, ta, di, gi, na, tom. And we'll see how those sound against each other. So that grooves pretty nicely. Of course, you don't need a method like this to write cool beats. There's so many ways to come up with something that sounds just like that. But the advantage of doing it this way is it's probably a different way of thinking about beat writing than you're used to, so you never know what kind of surprising results you'll get. It's a cool way to find out what's out there that you may not have already known about. And exploration is just a good habit.